Okay, so we're here with Jay Tomlinson.
Hi.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Sure.
He's going to be talking a little bit about Dominion, the Prosperity, the latest expansion in the growing Dominion family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this
According
is
to some people, telling people on the front that this expansion is ugly, and I'm sorry for that. We did get some comments that having it on the back was confusing some people.
Okay. Well, there's no mistaking that. This is, you might put a big red X on it. Do not buy this unless you also bought that.
Yes.
So this is how many new cards are we looking at here?
I think we got 26 again.
Okay.
You know, you're asking me too many tough questions.
Well, that's
here.
okay. 26 is we can estimate.
Yeah, let's see. What's it say? I know that's an odd thing for me to not know. It's 25 or 26. Let's see, 25. Ooh.
All right.
Of course, we got 25 plus a new
some 10s.
Yes, a new victory card, the Colony, which is worth 10 and costs 11. And we have the Platinum.
The Platinum,
new
baby.
money.
Yeah.
Which costs 9 and it's worth 5.
Okay.
Okay.
So for the Uber strategies, yes?
Right.
Yes.
Well, this is, as the name suggests, a very prosperous game. It means there's a lot of money, so you have more victory points because you want to buy more. Game end only changes by adding the fact that the game will also end if you run out of colony. So any 3 piles or colony or province ends the game.
Okay.
Other than that, no difference there.
Although,
we have,
I was going to say, there's a little bit of a difference there. You got tiles, not cards.
Yeah, we got tiles. I think there's too many here. I think this is from 2 sets from our demo area.
Yep.
But there's 1 trade route card, and which can eventually get coins which are the same as what was in Seaside.
Nice.
And we have 8 of these. These are victory point tables, and that's where you put your victory points that you don't have to hold in your hand.
Oh,
so another feature of Prosperity is you'll have the ability to collect victory points. We have 1s and 5s, so you can make change. And when you collect those, you just place them here. At the end of the game, they're victory points just like cards. Okay? And so one of the critical and important new things about the game, it's not really new, but talking to people who are playing it for the first time, I kind of have to remind them. People have gotten accustomed to when they buy something, they just throw their money down on the table or usually stack it and whatever. Officially, you're supposed to play it just the way you would play action cards, kind of 1 at a time, but when you're putting down 6 coppers, who does that? You don't need to.
Right.
There are new money cards in Prosperity, in which case the order matters. The order in which you play them matters. So you really do need now to play 1 copper, 2 copper. Now if you're putting down 3 coppers, you can still put 3 coppers. When you start using these new money cards, you have to pay attention to the order.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Now, actually, just for 2 seconds, these heavy metal little bits here, these come in Prosperity?
They're part of Prosperity.
Else? Oh, okay. Very nice. I like them.
Yeah, we
very rarely see metal bits, and I like them.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway,
same material that was used in the bits in Seaside.
Oh, okay. All right.
As for the new cards, beyond the new Treasure and Victory cards, we have, maybe I'll sort these by style, just because I can. We have 6 other money cards, and these almost look like actions because they do more than just buy things, but they're still played in the buy phase. So that has caused some confusion with people. It's, oh, it's like an action. Well, it lets you do something other than just have money, but it's still only played in the buy phase, okay? Bank is worth an unknown amount of money. And again, this is maybe the most critical in terms of play order, because at the moment you play bank, you count all of the treasure cards you've played this round including bank, and then that's how much bank is worth.
Huh.
So if I would play that first, and then play 10 coppers, I have 11 to buy. If I play 10 coppers and then this, I have 21.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So that's why the order is very important.
Yes, it
is. We also have the Royal Seal, which is worth 2. Sorry.
No, that's right.
Sort of like a silver, but if you put that in play, in other words, using that to buy, any card you buy, regardless of how many you are, how many buys you have, you can put those cards on top of your draw stack. You don't have to, but if you're buying a nice treasure card, you're buying an action card you like, you want to use next turn,
it goes right on the top.
It goes right on the top.
That's a cool idea.
Okay, the quarry, it's cost 4, and while this is in play, action cards that you buy cost 2 less per quarry tile in play, or quarry card in play. So if you have 3 of these in play, how about if you have 4 of these in play, well, actions aren't, it doesn't affect, but action cards are 2 less. So you can buy a 6 action card for free if you have 3 of these.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't go below 0, so you don't get money back.
Well, that's good. That's normal.
Well, we hope it is. Oh, gee, this card doesn't belong in this set. That's from Alchemy. So
I can't imagine how these things get mixed up.
Yeah, well, demo cards and whatever. Contraband, again, another card where order is very important. It's worth 3, gives you an extra buy, but once you play that, the moment you play that as part of your buy phase when you're putting out your money, your left-hand opponent can tell you 1 card you can't buy this turn. So you want to put it out early so he has no idea how much you're going to have. Because if it's the last card you play and you have 11, he's going to say, you can't buy the colony. But if you play it early, then he's got to kind of guess. You're probably going to buy something big, so he can keep you from buying the colony, but if you only had 9 anyway.
Then I get a platinum.
Of course, if you play 2 of these, then he gets to pick a second card. And so on.
Interesting.
Okay. Loan is worth 1. When you play this, you reveal cards from your deck until you reveal a treasure, and you discard or trash the treasure, and you discard the other cards. Okay? It's kind of odd, but frankly, I haven't played the game enough to know exactly how that works in play. But the people who have say, oh yeah, that's cool in some situations. Okay. We have a reaction card, and this is also very exciting because it's a reaction to something that happens. All of them are, but usually you're reacting to an attack from another player.
Sure.
Okay. In this case,
the Watchtower.
The Watchtower. When you gain a card, that's when you can play it. Now, you often gain cards on your own turn, don't we?
Yes.
Yes. So you can actually use this as a reaction on your own turn if you gain a card, or when you gain a card.
Okay.
Now again,
so you can't have your own action.
Right. You can also react to other people's actions.
All right.
Okay. Now you of course have to have it in your hand. If you've played it as an action during that turn, then you can't use it as a reaction because reactions have to come from your hand. And as a normal action, it's you draw till you have 6. Okay. But as a reaction, when you gain a card, you reveal this from your hand. You can either trash the card you just gained, like someone gives you a gains you a curse. Or you can put it on top of your deck. So if you gain a treasure card that you want to use next turn, or a nice action card, you can use this, and you can use it multiple times in your turn because you're revealing it, putting it back in your hand, revealing it, put it back in your hand.
Kind of freaky. All right.
We of course have villages. This is a workers' village. +1 card, +2 actions, +1 buy. Rabble is one of the attack cards, +3 cards. Every other player reveals the top 3 cards of his deck, discards actions and treasures, and keeps the rest. So it's a way of making getting your opponents to get rid of good cards and be forced to have bad cards.
All right, but everybody does that simultaneously?
Everybody but you.
Oh, everybody but you. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, okay. Mint, you reveal a treasure card from your hand and you get a copy of it. So if I've got
so if you got a platinum, you can dupe it, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
However, when you buy the card, you trash all the treasures you have in play. So in the buy phase, you first put out all the treasures you're going to use to buy, and then you buy cards.
Yeah, that can be quite useful, converting copper into platinum.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if on my turn I spend 5 copper to buy the mint, the copper's all trash. So if I wanted to trash them, cool.
Yeah.
And now I've got this in my hand, so when I get things like platinum, or of course these are all treasure cards too.
Right. Yeah.
So you can use those to duplicate.
Interesting.
Forge allows you to trash any number of cards from your hand. You gain a card which costs exactly equal to the total cost in coins of the trash card. So you can trash 3 of your curses and gain a copper.
Right, which is good.
Or obviously add up to something useful.
Yeah, obviously.
And gain something
still,
there.
Getting rid of 3 curses wouldn't suck.
Of course, you could also throw the curses in with a real card and get a real card. But it has to be exactly, it can't be up to.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
Now, you can do the first part of it, so you could trash a bunch of cards and then find there's nothing out there that you can buy, so you don't get to do the game. On the other hand, if there's no coppers left and you're trashing a bunch of curses, you would have to take a curse back. But 4 for 1 isn't
That's
horrible.
not bad. Yeah. That's not bad.
The vault gives you 2 cards, and you can discard any number of cards, and you get plus 1 coin for each card discarded.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then every other player may discard 2 cards to draw a card.
Okay, so discard 2 to draw 1.
Yeah.
That's like a side effect of your action?
That's a side effect of your action.
Interesting. Okay.
But that's May. He doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
The bishop, now we're getting into the cards that use these. It's plus a coin, plus a victory point, and this victory point goes there.
Yeah.
And then
the coin also goes there?
Those go there. I haven't got to the card that uses those.
Oh, I see. My bad. Yeah.
Okay. Then you must, some people want this to be May, you must trash a card from your hand.
Okay.
And you get victory points equal to half the cost of the card.
Okay.
Okay. So obviously it's a way to get rid of curses.
Yeah.
But also it allows you to convert
like first line
estates.
Buildings. Yeah.
So if I play this card, I can trash an estate and I get 2 victory points. 1 for playing the card and 1 for half the value of the estate.
Right.
So I can basically trash all the estates out of my hand and put those same victory points here.
And that's rounded up, I guess?
Rounded down.
Oh, rounded down. Okay.
Yeah, so estate costs 2 coins, so you'd get 1 victory point.
Oh, right, cost, not the,
Yeah,
okay.
the cost.
Yeah.
The cost. Each other player may trash a card from his hand. So you're also allowing other people, but this is again a may. They may do that. It's not a requirement.
So victory points and victory points gained here are
counted at the end of the game.
That's a vault. They don't go away somehow.
They don't go away.
All right.
They don't go away.
Cool.
And if you run out of tokens, use pennies or something like that. King's Court. It looks somewhat familiar. It's just play an action and use it 3 times instead of 2. With
Yep.
Everybody knows that one. It just
everybody knows that
3
one.
times.
That's the one that everybody uses to abuse stuff.
Trash a card from your hand, gain a card costing up to 3 more than the trash card. So you can trash a province to get a colony.
Right. Nice deal.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
The city, plus 1 card, plus 2 actions. And it's very useful. It gets more interesting toward the end of the game. If there are 1 or more empty supply piles, draw 1 card. If there are 2 or more empty, you get 1 coin and a buy. And you still get that 1 card. So essentially when you've got 2 empty piles on the board, you get a card, a coin, and a buy. That's city.
So it gets more and more powerful the closer you are to the end of the game.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Montebank is 2 coins, and it's an attack. Every other player may discard a curse. If he doesn't, he gains a curse and a copper. Remember, he's discarding the curse, not trashing it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So it allows you to. So basically, if you have a curse in your hand, you're protected from having to take a curse and a copper.
Huh.
But it doesn't let you get rid of them permanently.
No. I like that. That's a cool card.
Counting House. People who hate copper are going to have to start learning to like copper. Look through your discard pile, reveal any number of copper cards, put them in your hand.
Nice. Wow.
I've done
properly timed. That could.
With a combination of these 2 cards.
That bank in the. Yeah.
I had a 33 buy.
I'll buy that.
A 33 buy with
enough.
just coppers.
Yeah.
Coppers in this card, 33 buy. So.
Wow. Hopefully you got enough buys to actually make it worthwhile.
Actually, on that particular turn, I had 1 buy.
I'm going to buy this and pay a lot for it.
Okay. Now I'm counting these, and I get to not 25, so I have to. I thought if I picked out the blue cards in this thing that I would find everything.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I have to look for the extras.
Okay.
See, we have 5, 10, 15, 17, so I've got 8 more. We have Venture, another new treasure card. When you play this, you reveal cards from your deck until you get a treasure card, and you play the treasure. And you discard the others. So it allows you to get 1 more treasure in the game.
Very nice.
This takes a little longer because I have to hunt. Peddler. Plus a card, plus an action, plus a coin. During your buy phase, this costs 2 less per action card you have in play, but not less than 0.
Yep.
Okay?
All right.
So if you've had at least 1 action card, it starts out costing 6. If you had multiple action cards, you can get it down to 0. That's a very nice one. Monument. Another one of the victory point cards. It's just 2 coins and a victory point. Victory point goes there.
Yeah. That's simple, short. So every time you play it, or just when you buy it?
Every time you play it.
Every time you play it, you get a victory point and 2 gold. And it costs 4. That's a good deal.
Horde. It's worth 2. And here's the one I like a lot. When this is in play, in other words, you've used it to buy something, if you buy a victory card, you gain a gold. So essentially, you can play this. It's worth 2.
Yeah.
You can buy an estate and get a gold along with it.
Yeah. That's nice. That's really nice.
We tried.
Wow. Well, you definitely have a theme going here. I mean, it's all merchant-y kind of stuff. How come it's not Dominion mercantile or something like that? How'd you get prosperity?
Well, because there's lots of money, there's lots of victory points.
I see.
It's a prosperous time.
It's a prosperous time.
Yeah.
All right.
We have Goons. It's an action attack, plus a buy, plus 2 coins. Every other player discounts down to 3. You've kind of seen that before with Militia. When this is in play and you buy a card, plus 1 victory point, going here. So again, with a bunch of buys, you can get 3, 4, 5, or I'm sure we got some really good players out there that can get up to a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I think I've never got more than 3 or 4. But.
And now with the card chaining you can do with the coppers, you can potentially afford to buy 2 or 3 colonies all in 1 turn.
Right.
Yeah. Huh.
Let's see, I've done. Yeah, I did that one. Did that one. I still need like 3, don't I? Talisman. There we go.
There we go.
Talisman gives you a coin, and when it's in play, when you buy a card costing 4 or less, that is not a victory card, you get a copy of it. So you basically get 2 for 1.
As long as it's 4 or less.
Yeah.
So like you could buy 2 of those monuments all at the same time. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or, I presume, if you're playing this in addition to Quarry, remember, this makes action cards worth 2 less. So if I buy an action card that would normally cost 6, it now costs 4.
And now you have 2 of them. Yeah. Wow. You can build up very quickly that way.
Trade route. I knew we were missing this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this will be the last one. Good. Okay. It gives you plus a buy, plus 1 coin per token on this tile. Now, how do tokens get on that tile? At the beginning of the game, you put a token on each victory card supply pile that you have in the game. Depends on how many you have. You're going to have at least 3, 4. It could be more if you've got nobles and some other things like that. I think nobles is victory and coins, but yeah. I'm not the expert here. Okay, when the first of that stack is purchased, the coin comes off that stack and goes here. So the more different victory cards that are bought in the game, the more valuable this card is during play. At the beginning of the game, it's just plus 1 buy. But as soon as somebody buys an estate, now it's plus 1 buy, plus 1 coin. Somebody then adds a duchy, plus 1 buy, plus 2 coins, so on.
Interesting.
So depending on how
it's a cheap little guy. You'd obviously want to get this thing out real early.
And again, as the game goes on, it becomes more valuable.
Yeah.
Early on, it does less, and later on, it does more.
Huh. So how many expansions do you have planned for Dominion at this point?
We're working on 2 more.
Okay.
We'll have one early next year. It'll be the size of Alchemy. In fact, I can even say the name is Cornucopia. It's kind of a harvest theme.
Very nice.
And then we'll have one more prosperity size.
One more big box one?
Next summer, fall. And after that, I don't know. Kind of depends on the interest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so you, I guess there's no way to say this. You won your first Spiel recently, yes?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very proud, very humbled. I'd never expected that.
Because you've been in this industry, and in particular now, especially since we're here in Spiel. I mean, this is you were the innovator that kind of set this ball in motion in terms of the feedback cycle that went to the U.S. and now has come back, and now goes out to Poland and Czechoslovakia and comes back and goes everywhere. I mean, it's what do you think?
Well, it certainly was something I never expected.
Yeah.
You know, the original plan is to make good English versions of good German games.
Yeah.
And I never imagined I'd even be doing my own games, but time passes and designs come to you, and sometimes they look good enough to publish, so I started publishing some games, and Donald brought this to me a few years ago, and I saw that it was a great game.
Oh yeah. When I played it the first year, that first time at the Gathering, I was like, personally, I have to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan personally of Dominion, but I mean, the first time I played it, I knew without a doubt that this is a game that will sell well, and people will really enjoy it, and you know, it may not be for me, but I'm very happy to see it works so well for everybody else. I mean,
that's what I saw when I first saw it, is that this was fresh, new idea, and so it would appeal to a lot of people.
Right, and
how much it would appeal, you know, you have to wait and see.
Yeah. And it seems to have, you know, kind of like you importing kind of starting the importation of German titles into the U.S. You also kind of touched off a whole deck building LCG phenomenon.
Sure.
And now there's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah. So what's the next? I mean, come on, tell us what's the next big world rocking innovation that you've got planned for everybody.
I think one's enough in a lifetime.
One?
Sure.
I'm counting 2.
I'm not greedy.
Actually, well, 2 or 3. I don't know.
I don't have anything that I'm looking at or planning to print that I think can do that. But then, when I first saw Carcassonne, I didn't see anything special there. I thought it was.
So you're not always right, is what you're saying.
I thought it was a nice game, and I was happy to do it, but I didn't really see that it would. I mean, I feel the same way. Puerto Rico, Power Grid, Race for the Galaxy. I thought they were all very nice games, but you know, I know people say, oh, you pick the great games and you know, but they're nice games. But again, it's up to the players to tell me if it's a really good game or if it's just a nice game. So I think really the only game that when I first saw it, that I thought could be really big, that I was right about, I won't mention the ones that I thought would be big that I wasn't right about, was Dominion.
Yeah.
And the others, I thought they were good games and people would like them, but I didn't see...
You didn't see the potential.
Yeah.
So I mean, how long ago was the Spiel? Or Spiel?
Last year.
Thank you. And so it's obviously it's selling well here in Germany.
Yes.
And everywhere else. How many languages are you up to now?
I think I'm at 19.
19? Is that all? Yeah. Right on. Very cool. And I know, I mean, I see you at all these shows, and I know you live out of a suitcase effectively because you're all over the place. I mean, I call you, I never quite know when I should call you because I have no idea which time zone you're in.
I usually do, but not always.
I understand. So, well, anyway, it's always a pleasure talking with you, Jay, and we wish you the continued success that that you deserve, actually, and I hope everything's good. Out of your new crop, or is there anything that you feel pretty strongly about?
Well, I like them all.
Obviously,
they're all good games, and I'm waiting for you guys to tell me if they're good. You know, I mean, in the end, it's the work you've done that has really, I think, helped promote these games wider than they ever would have been promoted. I'll admit I make good games, and some of them may be great games, but if people don't find out about them, they'll just sit there on store shelves being good or great games. So the promotion that comes with BoardGameGeek has been instrumental, I think, in distributing these as far and wide as they are. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Well, so I have a personal question I want to ask you. And I'm asking you this, a personal question with the mics on, because I know that you particularly really like Medieval Merchant. And once upon a time, you were teasing me with a reprint of it. And what happened?
I've been working with Christopher for some years. He's rethemed it. I think Coffee Houses is the current one. He had some problem. He was looking to do it this year, but he ran into some problems with the artist and some other things. I spoke with him briefly here, and he's hoping to solve those problems and move forward. But until then,
yeah. Okay. I understand. I know that you like that game, and I know I do. I'd love to see it. Love to see it a preprint. So anyway, once again, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. And we will see you whatever the next show is that we'll be at.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you.